Welcome to Mike Bass Outdoors. Today we are fishing a tournament down at Lake of the Ozarks. I wanted to try the polar bear series as well. I just like fishing, man, so I'm gonna go where it's at. Hey, you guys stay tuned. No matter what happens, good or bad, I'm gonna show you. So we pull up to our first area. Right away I pick up the buzz bait, start throwing. I'm just searching. It's been a long drive. Got up at 3:20 this morning to get down here. And real quickly I noticed that we had to start moving. So I switched the buzz bait out for the whopper plopper. I just didn't like it. I had that gut feeling that I needed to be throwing a whopper plopper, which will entail, as the day goes on, only get better. Catch our first fish, and it's a shorty, but it gives me a clue to start with. By that time of this clip being filmed, I had been throwing a glide bait, I'd been doing a lot of stuff. A couple hours go past till we get to this point, and I'm still trying to figure out where these fish are. So I pick up a jig, typical Ozark thing, flip it around the back corners of the docks, and I'm really looking for big gizzard shad along them banks, like to the backside of me right there. Those places have been holding a lot of big gizzard shad, so the bass are around, but I haven't quite figured out how to catch them. As we catch another short. You know, I really was trying to figure this part out and switched out for a DT4 and start throwing a crankbait around some of the bigger black rock that I noticed some shad were on. And this right here was just a drum, but I mean, where there's drum, there's usually largemouth, and you know, they're around because the food source is around. So it's never discouraging. As I'm fussing. To elaborate on that, drum follow shad just like bass do. And as the day goes on, you notice I'm starting to fish these northern banks. They get the most sun exposure. I've been seeing big gizzard shad, and I'm trying a slew of different baits to get bit. And I just think back to the morning time, what was my first bite on? And we're still searching, looking for those clues. When it happens, it happens. And you just know. It's like follow your gut instinct. That's a keeper.
This is a very crucial point in my day right here. Nothing like getting confidence in what you're doing.
He is. He's a solid too.
That's how it starts. It starts with one. It starts with one. Keeper number one.
It's almost like when that happens, you know you have to commit. And you just stay throwing. We get down the bank about 100 yards, still targeting these places.
Stay pinned. Stay pinned, please. Stay pinned. Stay pinned. Oh, that took pretty good. Yes! That's why that right there, that thing like destroyed it. Awesome.
And now I'm fully committed. Like, I know this is what I need to be doing. This is Ozark fishing, one-on-one. All of the greats talk about it. Marcus, gym deal from Crocagator. They all talk about middle of the day, waiting on the big gizzard shad to get moving. Now I'm running this pattern. Now I got to run it all over the place. We're trying so many different places. The clock is ticking. And I know I'm pressured because I only got a little window of opportunity for the latter part of this tournament to get those bites. It's almost like you get that fire under your behind and you just go. You just go. Burn gas. Run as much of this water as you possibly can. It's a guessing game, definitely, because you want to keep an open mind and try all of those big black rock areas where those big gizzard shad are present. I'm really not expecting it to happen, and I'm, like I said, I'm fully committed at this point in time, and I feel like you have to be when this has happened.
That was freaking awesome. That was freaking awesome.
Do you ever wonder sometimes, like, what took you so long to pick up that bait? Previously, before I got to this area, I was fishing a pocket and I had like 3 giant blow-ups in it and broke off a jig fishing. I'm thinking my tournament is over, man. But for some reason, with topwater fishing, you just keep going. That's all you can do sometimes. You get this bite. Out here, I wasn't even looking. I'm like, oh my God, there's one. And we get keeper number 4. You can feel that real magic in the air. Fall is magical, man. With only 13 minutes left, we pulled into a pocket. I seen a big bass chasing a gizzard shad and was fortunate enough to get him to bite. Man, I can't tell you how grateful I am for that fish to fill out this limit.
So we wind up taking 6th overall in the polar bear tournament. Man, what a great tournament. It was fun, but it was so frustrating. One thing that was frustrating is my camera stopped working, as you guys see, and then some of my camera angles. But when you're in a fishing tournament, you really don't have time to worry about the cameras as much as I would like to. I'm going to get better at that, I promise. And another thing is just how many fish that would hit the whopper plopper and just come off, and or just barely miss it. And man, I really would like to know how much weight I would have if I were to get them all in the boat. I still don't think I win. I probably get 17-ish in my head, but that's fishing, man. And to have that last big bass, eat it at the last with 13 minutes left, oh man, there's nothing like it. But I just want to thank you all for tuning in to Mike Bass Outdoors. Give me that good old Mark Daniels ding. Like and subscribe to the channel. We are out. Peace, love, and happiness.